Wonderful tributes being paid here at the Lakeside Stadium. Good evening wherever you are watching in Victoria.
Get behind South Melbourne Hills. Big one tonight, Dandenong Thunder.
Across the nation, or indeed around the world, we welcome you to the beautiful and picturesque Lakeside Stadium for an all-important match in Victoria's National Premier League on what has been a sunny and a rather smashing Sunday afternoon in Melbourne. The city is a winter wonderland, that's well and truly for sure, but as it was last week, South Melbourne came from behind and bought the heat against Preston. A magical Max Mikola goal making madness. It was a goal and a result that describes the restored feeling on Southside, unbeaten in the month of June and clawing their way back towards where they want to be. The cloudy skies of autumn have unparted for an uncharacteristically clear start to winter. Tonight they have the chance to continue that form and to move back towards the finals chasing pack. Dandenong Thunder, on the other hand, come down the King's Way with their season at a crossroad. Beaten at Heidelberg last Friday night, they are now 11 behind their leaders and a good distance from Avondale too. Tonight they must win to keep title hopes alive, but also to keep a healthy gap between them and the others closing in on a top four finish. My name is Ethan Rigg. I'm joined by Arthur Akratides for what should be a superb game of football. Good evening, Arthur.
Good evening, Ethan. And yes, it's one of these beautiful winter days here at Lakeside Oval. And having grown up in this area, I tell you what, I used to live for these days, especially at the old Middle Park ground, and had the luxury of representing South Melbourne in my younger years. And these kind of days were just smashing. So let's hope we see a great game, which was no doubt here last weekend for a really great game against Preston. South Melbourne in the end winning it by the odd goal as they go forward. And a chance now early on, and cleared away out of danger. Ethan, what do you think about today?
Tonight is an all-important night across the league. South Melbourne need to win in order to keep their hopes of finals football alive. If Dandenong wants a shot at top spot, 3 points are a must, and that early chance means we just have to put off a look at the lineups. But for the hosts, Javi Lopez starts in between the sticks. Jordan Lampard, Marco Jankovic, Lucas Inglesi, Andy Brennan, Rob Harding, Sam Franku, Jack Painter-Andrews, Charlie Leach, Jack Pope and Ethan O'Sullivan all out there for South. And Leach is looking to get himself going early. South Melbourne looking for an early chance, and Jamie Youngs had to tip it over the top for the game's first corner. He's in goal for Dandenong Thunder. Daniel Alessi, Masim Mehmeti, Tisvan Amarongan, Jay Romanovsky, Aidan Edwards, Yuki Yoshida, Captain Ali Suleimani, Daniel Clark, Hassan Jallo and Wade Decker. But South Melbourne already with a chance to load forward, and they have themselves an early corner.
Yes, and South Melbourne, as you said earlier, Ethan, missing Bernarda and Mikola, two of the linchpins for South Melbourne. Mikola scoring an absolute scorcher last week. The header cleared away, and still an up and under effort there. A chance to go forward. Inglesi, deep ball. Can they get the shot in? Aerial ping pong there, and the veteran Jamie Young to take the goal kick.
Positive start from South Melbourne, who have gone a month unbeaten in all competitions, booked their place in the Australia Cup and then beat fierce rivals Preston here last week. Might they miss Mikola tonight in particular? Dandenong Thunder without Kyle Taylor, a big out for them. He's been, you talk about linchpins, he's been one of those in the centre of the park for the travelling side. Is Young, short for Van Amarongan, goes back to his keeper. South Melbourne press high. Leach wanted to put him under immediate stress. Romanovsky hooked it. Decker. Jankovic tried to hustle him on the bounce, and Painter-Andrews there to hook it away. One further down the line, Harding giving chase, but Mehmeti there to mop it up. Rolled it for Edwards, hustled by Pope. A bit of a scramble. Romanovsky just tracked back to make sure it didn't go out for a corner, but it is another deep South Melbourne throw. They've made the brighter start in these opening 5 minutes. No Max Mikola long throw tonight, but it will be Painter-Andrews to launch it. Doesn't get the purchase he would have wanted. Inglesi shouts for handball against Romanovski. Ricochets back to Inglesi. Trying to twist and turn his way down the touchline. Another solid challenge made. When these two met earlier this season, it was Yuki Yoshida's goal that was the difference on a mild March evening at George Andrews. It really kick-started Dandenong Thunder's season. South Melbourne having their season finally kick-started a little later on, and they have an early look. Brennan tried to hook it goalwards. He couldn't get the effort with the power he wanted. Young came to claim it, looked for Jallo. Lampard cut it out. Tried to clip it into the channel. Alessi, hustled by Brennan. And so far, South Melbourne have made a very, very positive start.
Yes, no doubt. Making it hard for the Thunder to play out. And Jamie Young, just an absolute brilliant keeper. So many accolades for him. And no doubt it's a great asset for Dandy Thunder. And it's no coincidence that the club have entered that top echelon of the league because of their stalwart there as they go forward. Cleared away. Pope scored a double a month or so ago and then got himself sent off, which was quite amazing. Now they try and go away the opposite end. There's no room there to find for Alessi, but in the end, South Melbourne really making it hard for the Thunder. Ball goes to Brennan. We know he can strike a ball. The shot. Charge down. And the throw in to South Melbourne. No, it's kept it in play. Lampard plays it back. Jankovic, he's had a really solid start to the year. And he's been one of the better players South Melbourne's had in the terrible start to the season. And they have been hit with major injuries early on in the season, which really didn't help the situation. But like you said, the last month they've gone unbeaten and look like launching a late bid for finals football. And at the moment, finding it very hard, the Thunder, to get past the young boys of South Melbourne.
And what a launch it would be. Questions over whether South Melbourne might be facing a relegation fight this season. We're not dying down too long ago, but they made a bright start. Lampard tries to loft it for Brennan, who got in front of Suleimani, but he couldn't quite keep it in. South Melbourne just looking to make it a night of bustling blue ruddlery, making sure Thunder can't get settled. And Brennan got away from Van Amerongen. And beyond Edwards, Andy Brennan forces Jamie Young to scramble and get down. Brennan just picked it up and he used all of his power to force his way beyond Van Amerongen's lunge to no avail. Thunder blush is spared. Here's Decker. Edwards clipping it into the channel for Hassan Jallo, who was in behind, but the flag has gone up just a fraction too early. To the man who's been in the goals for Dandenong Thunder this season. Scored a couple of weeks ago against Altona. And they're looking to utilise his pace in behind already this evening. It will be a factor of how they go about it. Interesting to see how the midfield shapes up. Without the control of Kyle Taylor. It's launched long. Van Amerongen won it. Decker hooked it on. Jallo is giving chase to Inglesi and coming away with it. O'Sullivan tried to hold him up. Jallo. Yoshida. Got away from Francu. Yoshida. Yuki Yoshida from range. Javi Lopez had to get a touch. That's a brilliant save. But Yuki Yoshida had it open up for him. and speared one towards goal. Lopez pushing wide for a corner, but it could have been much worse.
Fantastic save again by that man, Lopez. I mean, I tell you what, you've got two of the best goalkeepers in the league here today, and are we going to see any goals with them two in goals? I tell you what. Bit biased, being a keeper myself. Love watching good goalkeeping as the ball gets thumped in. Still not too far away. Edwards, deep ball. Oh, I tell you what. That was goal bound and a missed opportunity there. I tell you what. Great ball in. And Decker, the old Oakley centre forward, maybe should have made it 1-0. My Lord. Early chance gone begging. And we've started off the game here with two bright chances on either side. One forcing a save from Jamie Young, then another save for Lopez, and then that chance there. Is that of things to come?
Beautiful ball from Edwards. Decker timed his run, darted unmarked at the back post. He couldn't apply the finishing touch. Dandenong Thunder, having been put under pressure in the early 5 minutes, finally looking like they found their stride. It's Van Amerongen for Alessi, now Mehmeti. Trying to work their way around South Melbourne. That's a teasing ball. Romanovsky was on a run. Painter Andrews slid in. It took a touch for South Melbourne to keep it. It's been a long time since Dandenong Thunder last won here. 2012, over a decade ago, was the last time they beat South Melbourne on this ground. Since then, they've lost 9 straight. Not a happy hunting ground for the visitors tonight. Decker doing battle with Pope. Yoshida got in. Edwards came away with it. Moved it on for Selamovsky. Down the line for Jallo. Jankovic trying to hold him up. Hassan Jallo back for Suleimani. Whips in a teasing ball to the back post. Romanovsky's header. Clark came to clear it up. Gave it to Yoshida. Decker fizzed it wide for Suleimani again. This time he's got the chance to go at Lampard. Jordan Lampard did brilliantly. Suleimani just kept it ticking over. Edwards. Alessi. Operating more centrally in that back three tonight. Gets it back from Van Amerongen. Dandenong Thunder just looking to recycle it. Shift South Melbourne around. Here's Yoshida. There's just no way through the blue wall. They're forced all the way home. Young. South Melbourne a more comfortable press now. Alessi happy to take his time. When they met at this ground last season, South Melbourne were victorious. Sawyer got the goal, the only goal in a tight contest. Maybe a match you were familiar with, Arthur.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it was a great game too, and very unlucky the Thunder to lose that game. I thought it should have probably been even Stevens that game, but in the end, South Melbourne come away with the victory, and if my memory serves me correct, I think Harvey Lopez had one of those absolutely spectacular games many a times I've seen here on this ground. He's been the saviour of South Melbourne as they go forward now. Big numbers in the defensive line. A chance here. And just no direction in the end as Suleimani played the ball back. And again, South Melbourne, Lampard, chance, offside flag up. Puts it in the net just for bit of shooting practice there against Jamie Young. He's a big boy, Jamie Young, from Queensland. And another thing to note, Ethan, is that two ex-Port Melbourne boys here, and obviously the ex-Port Melbourne Sharks coach Adam Piddick has bought Romanovsky, youngster who was playing at Port Melbourne, coming off the bench, and then obviously Edwards as well. Absolutely brilliant player for Port Melbourne, and he's really blossomed here at the Thunder with his old coach from Port Melbourne. And the side is definitely championship material and will give the finals a shake, no doubt in my mind.
Another one of those additions is Yoshida. He spun his way beyond Jankovic. Thought about whipping it for Decker. Yoshida drawing them all, twisting, turning, beyond 2, beyond 3. And in the end, Jankovic got the most important of challenges in. Yuki Yoshida was going on his own. And that is the threat he possesses. Player of the month, it's important to know. He's trying to work an opening. That's more promising from Dandenong Thunder. This game, having got off to a red-hot start, has just sort of cooled, along with those Melbourne skies. Here on a Sunday evening that's becoming rather chilly. Jankovic looked long. Pope did well. Alessi went all the way home, waited on Van Amerongen to return. Young gave it back to Alessi. Happy to take their time and just wait for a gap in that South Melbourne press to open up. Young lofted it for Decker, who dropped in. Van Amerongen. Quarter of an hour played at the Lakeside. Neither side has blinked so far. Alessi, Romanovsky. Spun away from O'Sullivan. Decker had room to drive. Romanovsky had continued his run. Jankovic read that brilliantly to cut it out. And then was hustled by Yoshida, who won it off him. With many to go at it, nearly found its way to Jallow. Cleared to Brennan. Van Amerongen wants to hold him up. Brennan's gone beyond him. Brilliant run. Teasing ball from Brennan. Looked for Harding at the back post, who couldn't get a touch on it. Andy Brennan bursting forward on the break. Brilliant ball across. South Melbourne on the counter, looking a threat as Mehmeti wanted to hook it down the line for Jallow. They're happy to reset once again. And you mentioned those two Port Melbourne boys, both of them starters tonight. Aidan Edwards and Romanovsky. Entrusted on the road for an all-important away day. Sullivan went down the line. Really looking for Harding. Yoshida. Decker. Jallow was on the march momentarily. Suleimani is on the far side. Decker finds his captain, Suleimani. Just waited on his reinforcements. Edwards was one of them. Alessi. Van Amerongen. Thunder hitting their stride. Clark. Back with Van Amerongen. Edwards. Waiting on his options. Clark had dropped in. Gave it back to Alessi. This hustled by Leach. Mehmeti tried to fizz it into the channel. Yoshida and Romanovsky couldn't make it work. Jallow wouldn't give chase. Lopez lofted it. Pope flicked it on. He didn't know much about it. Yoshida picked it up. And while trying to find Romanovsky, also found touch.
Yes, still, it's a bit of an arm wrestle here. It's quite interesting encounter. Jankovic. Brennan asking for the ball, and the referee's allowed play on, and looked like a free kick there, but good sportsmanship by Suleimani there to pick up his man. Now, again, twisting and turning, trying to get through. Ball played back all the way. Build up again from the other side of the ground. Decker trying to find an opening. Turn. Suleimani does what he does best, plays the ball forward. Cut through, and Lopez mops up. And a quick throw out. There's no slow build-ups here. It's straight away trying to get an opening. Both sides are really looking at playing early. The ball forward. Bit of a press by both sides, not allowing the ball to go out too easy. Lampard finding it hard to get past his man, and there he is again, not being allowed, and still some good pressure. Now they get through. Can they find an opening? It's a wasted ball in the end. And a free kick given. Rightly so in the end. It just looked a bit of a shove to the back there.
Franco a bit eager to get on the press and catching Edwards. Just some added importance tonight. Avondale drew at Preston in the early game this evening, so Dandenong Thunder have the chance to close that gap right up to the top two if they are to win tonight. Zalessi, Mehmeti tried to fizz it into Jallo. Inglesi read it best. Leach couldn't get away from Jallo. Couple of shouts for handball waved away. Mehmeti in recovery. Alessi. Franco won it up. Nodded on by Pope, who then got in Brennan's way. Suleimani recycles it for Van Amerongen. Edwards, who had room to turn, switched it for Mehmeti. And behind play, Hassan Jallo is down. Massim Mehmeti playing it out. But he hadn't got up from that earlier tangle. This is a big moment if he can't continue for Dandenong Thunder. A regular source of goals. He is their top scorer this season. Thankfully, he's back to his feet. The man leading the Thunder line. And he looks to be moving okay as well. Nothing too gingerly. Recovering with the same smoothness that Hassan Jallo has stepped with in 2025. An opening 20 minutes that have been well and truly intriguing. They've been capturing. Both sides having a couple of chances. Young taking his time. Lofting it for Decker. Jankovic won it. Suleimani picked it up. It's put under pressure by Leach. Edwards. Yoshida tried to give it on the return. Edwards took a slip. Pope kept his feet and came away with it. Had options left and right. Brennan was down the line. Recycled it to Franco. Painter Andrews. Swept all the way back for Inglesi. Painter Andrews once again. Speared an early ball out. Van Amerongen had to get a touch as Pope was lurking. Franco. Lampard, who's been able to make his way forward. Brennan. Standing up Suleimani. And then whipping one towards the back post. But too long and too tall for anyone to get a touch on it.
Yeah, it's one of those wasted efforts. And we know that Brennan can shoot from distance. We've seen him score some great goals here. But probably a little too much air there. Got a crowd of about 500-600 people here at the moment, you'd say. Not too bad, I suppose, considering. Ball played out again. Both teams are having trouble playing that ball out, aren't persisting in playing it out the back are the Thunder. Sometimes you just wonder why that is the case, because good to change it up every now and then. You can't be doing the same thing, because ball gets lost and all of a sudden you're up against it. As South Melbourne now turn to defend, cleared away. Morgan Evans, chance now, and claims for a free kick, but definitely not a push there. Just a lunge forward, trying to get the foot in. Good ball in the box, and again, whipped away. Still in danger. And the Thunder go forward.
Romanovsky was maybe looking to go too quickly, and he left the ball behind. Pope in turn did the same thing. It's been that kind of start to this game. Two teams looking to press high too. In good form, in good graft on tonight. Here's Jallo. Seems to be moving well. Tried to be worked down the line by Romanovsky for Yoshida. Fizzed it into O'Sullivan. Letty down the line. Yoshida tried to poke it back to him. Pope came away with it. Leach couldn't get it under. Van Amerongen. Edwards. Back for Alessi, who's under a bullish approach from Brennan. Went home for Young. Now Suleimani. Hustled by Lampard. Alessi lofted it down the line. Decker didn't get in ahead of Jankovic. Thunder now, their turn to be in a hurry. Alessi. Van Amerongen. Dutch centre-half who's been ever-present this season. That's a lovely ball down the line. Romanovsky has timed his run. The flag has stayed down. He's face-to-face with Painter Andrews. Couldn't get beyond him in the end. But that was a smashing ball by Mehmeti, just to split South Melbourne open. Romanovsky looking to dart his way inside. Still going, Romanovsky. Painter Andrews got a touch. Dandenong Thunder have a corner. Approaching half an hour in the southern point of the city. A night which has been an arm wrestle. Both teams having their bright breaking moments. It is Yoshida's take. Fizzed it in towards the near post. Lopez had to get a punch. Decker got it on the rebound. Sat two down and with a loft. That's a brilliant save. Super stop from Javi Lopez. At the expense of a Thunder corner, but it could have been so much worse as Decker got inventive.
Absolutely brilliant save, as you said. And it was looping just over him and did well to find his way, tapping the ball over the bar, curling corner again. Not the greatest of punches. They're obviously trying to make it hard for Lopez, and the reality is Lopez isn't the tallest goalkeeper. He's very agile though, and again headed across the face of goal, and it'll be a corner on the other side of the ground now. Chance now for the Thunder to try and find something from these corners. The fourth in succession. Curling ball, headed away to safety. Chance again. The shot, charged down. And they spread out now, trying to find a way. And Young's all the way up the park. And we know that he can kick that ball with his trusted left foot. Yoshida calling for the ball. So is Suleimani, but they're just ducking and weaving here. And now Really meticulous the way they're going through that back line. There's no doubt in my mind they've worked this with Adam Piddick as South Melbourne try and clear their lines. Some good work there by Lampard to get the ball back to Lopez, who in turn cleared the ball away. And losing the ball now, the throw, Suleimani. Games in that type of period where it's asking for a wonderful moment, and the better moments at the moment have been from the visitors after the early onslaught by South Melbourne. Franco losing the ball. And some good work there trying to push it forward, but again, trying to build it up slowly but surely. Trying to find an opening. Suleimani staying in space here, and the offside flag's gone up.
Jallow just a fraction too early. And it broke down a move that looked like it might just make a few fans in here nervous. Thunder had kept it, they'd evaded the press. Hassan Jallow just a fraction too early. Quarter of an hour until half-time. This game is becoming a real tussle. It's not been a slog, though. It's a half an hour that's flown by here at the Lakeside. It's Lopez. Launches it. It's one down by Pope. He was trying in turn to find Harding. It's a scrap, and Brennan is the one who pulls it clear. Teasing ball across for Suleimani to clear. Pope on the rebound. Young got down low. Had to make the save. South Melbourne appeals for a corner. That was a brilliant save from Jamie Young. Pope came onto that. He caught it sweet. Drilled it hard and low. Young was alert. Thunder won the throw. Yoshida hooked it away. Jallow gave chase to Inglesi. Painter Andrews helped it on. Flick round the corner only as far as Rametti. Lampard in an entanglement. Lost it to Decker. Now Edwards is on the march. Lampard in recovery. Just did enough to hold him up. Turned it to Alessi, who had momentarily switched with Mehmeti and occupied that left-hand side, now back on the right. Young wants to take the sting out of it. Alessi. Thunder happy to take their time and keep it. This time, lobbed all the way out to Mehmeti. Pressed by Brennan. Van Amerongen. Clipped it into the channel for Jallow. Couldn't turn away. Jankovic. Lovely ball into the feet of Brennan. Brilliant touch from Leach. Pope has picked it up and rolled it wide.
South Melbourne, all of a sudden, as we were talking, where we thought that the Thunder were getting the ascendancy here, and all of a sudden South Melbourne's forced a great save from Young. And that chance gone begging. I really thought they should have done more with that, because it looked like Young would have been beaten. Yeah, very entertaining half so far. Really makes you enjoy this clash even more. No doubt in my mind that we're going to see a lot more chances on goal from both sides, the way they're playing at the moment.
Brennan and O'Sullivan just try to work their way down the right-hand side. In a game of ebbs and flows, are we about to see a blue wave sweep ahead? Leach got inventive and won a free kick. It took 2 or 3 to pull him down. But now South Melbourne have an opportunity to load into the box, to lay siege to Jamie Young's goal and to put Dandenong Thunder under some immense pressure. Painter Andrews and Lampard over it. It's Lampard's loft, clipped towards Jankovic, who'd broken away at the back stick. His header, as he was met by Alessi, diverted out for a goal kick. Set pieces might be important tonight. I've already seen Dandenong Thunder try and make the most of their corner routine. South Melbourne, that free kick a little bit of a waste, as Young is wasteful in possession, gives it to Lampard. Jankovic gave it back to Lampard. Tried to check his way beyond Decker, nothing was quite doing. Just waited on his options. Pope had absolutely streamed through the box. Lampard instead gave it to Leach, who worked an angle. Ticked it into the feet of O'Sullivan. Pope. Lampard. Looks to whip one with depth. Van Amerongen, tallest out of them all, got up and cleared it. Brennan. Face to face with Romanovsky. That's a teasing ball, but too long for Lampard, who was looking to steal in at the back post. Really, Arthur, it's been that kind of first half, hasn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's just, I'm still baffled by the way these guys are trying to play the ball out of the back. I get it, but sometimes you just... Jamie Young gives the ball away there, and it could have been a chance on goal. And trying to find angles, no doubt. 9 out of 10 times his distribution is excellent, but that 1% could mean, here we go again, trying to find a way forward, and again, it's wasted, really. As South Melbourne now probably had the upper hand in the last 5 minutes. Got 9 minutes of normal time to go. Really haven't had that many stoppages, so I'd say up until now it won't be a long half. As Young gets the ball again, he's got Suleimani all alone. Decides to go forward. Decker. You just sense Jalal's trying to open up those engines and trying to go forward. And there he is now. Shot on goal! What another good save by Lopez. And as I said it occurred. Absolutely brilliant. Hassan Jalal really finding just enough room to get the best out of Lopez.
Having gone down early, he certainly isn't moving gingerly. Jallo with a lovely turn of pace. Forced another solid stop out of Lopez. Dandenong Thunder have another corner. Will be Mehmeti's take. This time with depth. Looks for Van Amerongen. Edwards was in there too. Alessi was the one who got up. Did well to keep it. Couldn't get away from Francu, who got away from Edwards. That he did brilliantly well there, did Francu. Look for O'Sullivan down the line. Decker won it back, and he's looking to drive. Has a go from range, and it's a rather easy one in the end for Lopez, who's looking to unleash Lampard as early as possible. Brennan on the switch. Lampard tried to loft it for Pope, who'd gone beyond Harding. Edwards. Clark. Whipped it for Romanovsky, who's sizing up O'Sullivan. Romanovsky jinked right, went left, and kept going. Did brilliantly, did Romanovsky. O'Sullivan had to get a touch. Another Thunder corner. They are just starting to open this game up a little bit. And they have another set-piece chance. Can they find their opening? Just under 7 minutes plus stoppages until half-time. Sunday night football on Southside. Yoshida's take fizzed into the near post again. Pope got a header and he didn't know a lot about it. Inglesi. Battle with Yoshida. And this time it will be a goal kick. This game's really only had that. It's been a couple of chances here and there. Until then, it has been sides who are trying to get into the rhythm, trying to get into the groove. And they've had flashpoints of it opening up. For South Melbourne in particular, it's been a much more invigorated performance. It's been the tone of the last month or so. Lopez has looked long. Yoshida won it, flicked it on. Jallo for Clark. Romanovsky with a teasing ball. Painter Andrews had Jallo at his back, nodded it away. Inglesi there just to clear up any danger. Down the line for Leach, who spun away from Edwards superbly and then gave it for Harding. The flag has stayed down and South Melbourne are in. Harding has two at the back post. He tried to find Brennan. He had Pope, he had Leach arriving for the cutback. And when he should have stood it, he tried to fizz it. And that one was too tall and too quick for Andy Brennan to get anything on. Lovely work from Leach to get him in as well, but it's another opportunity for South Melbourne that's gone begging.
Certainly gone begging, and it's just you can't take your eyes off this game. It's been that kind of game. You know, a couple of players free on that back post really could have been a lot more fruitful for South Melbourne. Ball played long, and it'll go back to Lopez, who goes early. A bit of a rainmaker, as they say. And a throw in to the Thunder. 4 minutes left on the clock. Can we see a goal before half time? And wasted again. That's better. Ball taken away. Brennan does well. And great defending there. And it's a corner to South Melbourne. You know, really dangerous time of the game. Could they get something from this corner? They haven't had many. But no doubt, corner set piece is always dangerous, especially if the delivery is correct. Low and flat and really going nowhere. Chance now to reassess. Deep ball into the box, the flick on. Not going anywhere. And the throw in to South Melbourne. And it looks like it's a Painter Andrews to take it. Yep. We know that he can whip the ball in. Probably not as good as Mikola, but he still can do some damage with that throw. Whipping ball. Chance to get it in the box again. And wasted again. And gone out for a goal kick.
It's been a half of frustration and nearly moments so far. Painter Andrews with another. Did well to dance beyond Decker, but he couldn't quite stand it up. Romanovsky looked to launch it for Jallo, who's done brilliantly up against Inglesi. Laid it off for Decker. Suleimani is arriving. Just waited on his runners. Clark was one of them. Tried to find Romanovsky. O'Sullivan slid in well. Made a solid challenge. Romanovsky quickly for Clark, who couldn't re-find him. A couple of loose touches in the final few minutes of this first half before stoppage time. Both sides are looking for their opener. Painter Andrews tried to find Harding. Mehmeti was happy to go up with him. If Dandenong Thunder were to win tonight, it would be the first time in league history that they've done the double over South Melbourne. They've won twice in a row against them over a decade ago, but over 2 separate seasons. This would be the first time twice in a year. And Clark has got Suleimani, who has sprinted forward. His ball couldn't find him. Jankovic there to cut it out. Leach, the one to latch onto it, gave it to Lampard, who's drifted infield. Spun away. Jordan Lampard got speculative, but Young made that look rather easy in the end. Drilled it into Yoshida, who's twisting and turning his way beautifully and finding Romanovsky, who's on the march. Down the line for Clark. Thunder have a chance. He tried to set it back. Franco slid in, had to make that challenge, and Dandenong Thunder, one end to the other, have a corner. Lovely turn from Yuki Yoshida to springboard them forward as we head into just a single minute of stoppage time.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of a singular minute of added time.
Yoshida's take into that near post. Clark got up. Painter Andrews had to clear. Only as far as Romanovsky, whose header allowed Brennan. And Romanovsky did well to go and win it back. Yoshida. Edwards. Can they find an opening before half-time? Suleimani, Alessi, they go all the way home instead. Young just clipped it round the corner for Suleimani, who's got room to turn and room to drive. Had Decker down the line. Van Amerongen couldn't take it. Inglesi for Jankovic. Edwards made the challenge. Pope picked off by Yoshida, who was looking to drive again. Pope did brilliantly to ensure he couldn't wriggle his way through. Can South Melbourne maybe now go the other way? Harding. Pope is galloping on the run, but Edwards is there to put a stop to it. All the way back for Young. Van Amerongen will have the final touch, and in a first half as frustration.
Lakeside Stadium score is South Melbourne Hellas 0, Dandenong Thunder 0.
A first half of frustration for both sides. A half of half chances, a half of nearly moments, and a half that has well and truly been an arm wrestle and a scrap. Will we have our definitive moment on the other side of the break? You'll have to wait to find out. As we go into half time at the Lakeside, it is South Melbourne 0, Dandenong Thunder 0. We're on our way back from half-time. Deadlock yet to be broken here at the Lakeside. Both teams having chances. South Melbourne came closest early in the middle part of that first half. Dandenong Thunder looked to thrash the door wide open. And it was a late flurry from South Melbourne that just kept Jamie Young honest. But at the moment, it is Jamie Young and Javi Lopez who have been the stars of the show. 0-0 at the break. Arthur, what do both teams need to do in this second half to break the deadlock and to get themselves a very crucial 3 points?
No doubt. Got to continue on with the way they've both been going. I mean, the endeavour from both sides has been great. Just a matter of trying to beat these two guys. And like you said, marginally, Javi Lopez has made one extra save than Jamie Young. So they're probably the best players on the park at the moment. Along with, Edwards has done quite well for Thunder, as Pope, and also Franco has done quite well as well. So, look, it's been a quite enthralling battle, and I've no doubt in my mind that we will see. I've got a feeling there's a goal in this game.
No half-time changes to report. Everything is as it was. Everything is exactly as we started it. Both of these sides have got 3/4 of an hour plus stoppage time to find themselves a goal and find themselves a way to win an all-important 3 points in the context of both of their seasons. South Melbourne will be the ones looking to get on the march as quick as possible. Lampard lofted it. Alessi won it. Decker moved it on to Clark. Now Mehmeti, who's got Romanovski down the line. He's got Decker on the switch. Inglesi was there to make sure and watch it all the way back into the palms of Javi Lopez. Quickly on for Painter Andrews. That's a lovely ball to find Leach, who looked lively in that first half. Gave it back to Painter Andrews. Thought about giving it to O'Sullivan, then drifted his way beyond Clark into the feet of Harding. Now it is O'Sullivan. Romanovski did well enough on the press. South Melbourne looking more positive, looking to shift gears in the early stages of this second half. Clark for Alessi. Now Suleimani. Decker has just drifted into the channel. He's clipped it there wonderfully. He's got Jankovic for company. Decker took a stumble. Jankovic got a challenge in. Yoshida couldn't keep it. Lampard off Suleimani. Decker and Jankovic continue to battle. It's not fully cleared. Yoshida tried to pick it up and roll it into Decker's path. It was cleared away. Brennan gave a touch back for Pope. It's lost out. Decker. Yoshida flags up.
Flag went straight up there. Just glad to see that the intentions of both sides has started the way it ended. Both sides are trying to play the ball forward. Trying to close down now. Can they find a way through? And the goal, no, it's given a corner. Some good defending in the end. And the first corner of this second half. What can we see here? And what intention do they have? Will they try and swirl that ball into Javi Lopez again? Thinking they might go for the back post because that's where they're aiming at the moment. Chance to go forward, headed away, dangerous again. And now claims for a handball, not given. Brennan trying to charge the ball down, definitely a free kick. And he puts his hand up in a yellow card. but I don't know whether he was just a tad too late there.
A bit late, and maybe a little bit high, Andy Brennan. Certainly not malicious, certainly not anything that was reckless or dangerous, but he caught Edwards. It's going to be a nasty one. Fraden Edwards, as Andy Brennan becomes the first player in the book tonight. First real flashpoint of this second half. And he'd done so well to get clear from the corner. Edwards had to put himself where it hurt. And when you do that, it comes with the territory that you might as well wear one. And he had to on that occasion. Couldn't risk Brennan breaking away. And it now gives Dandenong Thunder an opportunity perhaps to work something. Alessi looks to loft it for Yoshida. Jankovic got enough of a touch on it to clear it. Suleimani rode Lampard's challenge. Lovely footwork from Yoshida. Cleared away to Brennan, who found Leach. South Melbourne have Harding streaming through. Van Amerongen had to make that cutout and gave it ever so calmly to Clark. From a moment of potential peril, and they might have another one. Young giving it away to Brennan. Could that prove costly? Andy Brennan's work to yards. The shot he dragged just a little bit. And that is all he had to do in that situation. But Jamie Young, who gave South Melbourne an opportunity like that, similar, in the first half, gives Andy Brennan a look from range to start the second.
Yes, no doubt. Again, bit of very difficult ball, and somehow they get away with it. No, they don't. A chance in the box. Looking for a corner, and well done there by Harding. And again, you just tend to think that the thoughts of Jamie Young to play the balls he does, he's probably still thinking A-League, but you've got to remember you're playing NPL and the standard of the players maybe isn't as fluent. Chance now in the box. Headed away. Lampard, good deep ball. Headed away again. Surely won't see another scissor kick as we did last week. Play on, says the referee. Shielding the ball. Can they get it back into the box? And again, it's some twisting and turning. Referee allows play on. And a chance now for South Melbourne. There's an opening. Offside, given the flag went up straight away. What do you think about that one?
Dandenong Thunder, the bench was certainly incensed that Decker didn't get a free kick on the Pope's challenge. Leach has had a couple of looks like that where he's just gone a fraction too early and has denied himself a chance to create something or get on the end of something. In the meantime, here's Decker. Jankovic. Yoshida was looking to chase underneath. Leach. Brennan won it. Gave it a Pope. Got away from Alessi, who continued the press well. Won it away from Lampard. Thunder trying to work their way through. Clark will come away with it. And he's got Romanovsky on the left-hand side. Another shout as Alessi was down behind play. Romanovsky charging his way in. Took a touch. And had to take a touch. Will be a Thunder corner. Painter Andrews got a flick. And this game has sprung into life in the first 5 or 10 minutes of this second half. Romanovsky got adventurous. He finally worked an angle for himself. He wasn't able to in the first half. Painter Andrews had to put himself in the right place just to get a touch on it and divert it away from Javi Lopez. But they will now have a Mehmeti corner to defend. Thunder packing that back post. Clark, the only one on the front post. They drift centrally. Mehmeti with fizz. Lopez got a punch. Had to get a punch as Van Amerongen was looking to get up. O'Sullivan happy to hook it away for a throw-in. Romanovski just assessing his options. Jallo wanted to go quickly. Romanovski, Van Amerongen's flick. Jallo trying to make life difficult. Jankovic clever in the way back to Javi Lopez. Terrific defending. Sensed the danger, knew there was an easy out. St. Glazy. Painter Andrews. Back for Lucas St. Glazy. South Melbourne's chance to have a bit of sustained possession. Lopez, happy to take his time. Glazy. Just waiting on that Thunder press to back off, waiting for them to drop into their shape. Painter Andrews, that is a spearing ball for Lampard, who's got room to roam. Lovely ball into the feet of Brennan. Took it beyond two, shifted it back for Lampard. Brennan's on the overlap. Waited for him and gave it to him deliciously. Brennan is waiting. Leach couldn't stab it. And in the end, Edwards hooked it away. Only as far as Painter Andrews. Pope back up. Alessi launched it. Lampard took it down. South Melbourne turning the screw. Jankovic tried to stand it up and Van Amerongen got the flick. Edwards helped it on its way. Brennan. Leach got enough of a chest. Brennan continued his run. Suleimani stayed with him all the way. Harding put the pressure on and Dandenong Thunder could not clear their lines. South Melbourne with a chance maybe to make a move.
Tough going there, I'll tell you what. The referee hasn't given a free kick, but it's the throw for, or has he given a free kick? No, it's a throw for the Thunder. A lot of feeling now in the game. We've been playing just on 10 minutes in this second half. Still 0-0. You may ask, probably only just. Great defending again. Chance to go forward. Need to use their keeper, Young. And he does well to get it away. And the South Melbourne throw. You just see how relaxed Young is. It's great to see. Chance to go forward again for South Melbourne. Holding and scrubbing there. Romanovski got away with it. Fair bit of this aerial ping pong now. Can they get the shot on goal? Ball played wide. Sensational ball at that. Can he get it into the box? Curling ball. Lopez. And in the end, it was swerving away from him. Didn't really give him much trouble. And in the end, put away there by Leach, who tried to tap it forward to his teammate, but maybe a little bit too much there. Decker plays forward. Romanovski. Jalal tried to dig it out, but he couldn't. And up it goes again. And easy pickings now for that man, Jamie Young. Good flat ball there. What can they do now? If the Thunder can get a goal here, it'll make it very, very interesting for the game. Good defending again, I must say. Great defending by both sides.
But Deadlock unbroken. Both sides really unwilling to budge. And a Lampard lunge. Another good example of that. Here's Decker. Pope happy to make the challenge. Anytime either side has looked to go forward, there's always been somebody there to cut it out. Soleimani tried to stand it up. Romanovsky, that's a brilliant touch to take it down. Painter Andrews made the challenge. Decker picked it up. Javi Lopez jumped for a second. Just too much loft over it. A half chance for Decker. Still they look for their opener. Javi Lopez's first real bit of action in this second half. And I think as he leapt up, he would have been rather happy to see that. Not necessarily sail over, but just about creep its way over the bar. Similarly to the first half, South Melbourne started strongest, but Thunder have grown into it. Here's Edwards, who can set Romanovsky on his way. O'Sullivan is retreating. Romanovsky's got away from him. Waited on Clark to set it back. Clark teased it across for Hassan Jallow. That's a brilliant save. Unbelievable from Javi Lopez. Launched across to make a terrific stop. Preserving his clean sheet however possible. Readjusted and tipped it wide terrifically for a Thunder corner. How on earth did he save that? Yoshida to take with depth. Alessi nodded it. Mehmeti tried the scissor. Hooked away by Inglesi, only as far as Soleimani. Edwards. Too heavy for Soleimani. Jankovic in the way. Brennan did brilliantly. Harding was on the march. He's got Leach the other way. Andy Brennan is leading the charge. The flag has stayed down for Leach. South Melbourne going end to end. Leach stands it up. That is a crucial touch from Mehmeti as Brennan was lurking at the back post. He still found it. Brennan fizzed it. Van Amerongen there to clear it. O'Sullivan. Take three maybe for South Melbourne. Alessi up. Painter Andrews. Caught it sweet and he wasn't a million miles away.
Tell you what, a bit of excitement here. And South Melbourne, after that absolutely phenomenal save from Javi Lopez, a chance there, pouncing on a shot outside the box. Didn't give Jamie Young any trouble, but this might. The chance again. The shot charged down. Calls for handball, but surely not. I'll tell you what, Painter Andrews trying to find his way in this game, doing everything he can to try and find an opening. South Melbourne now, their favoured goal-scoring end. And I'll tell you what, this is one of the better games I've seen all year. That's for sure. Both teams giving it a crack, and that's all you can ask. Very impressed with both their performances. But especially that man, Javi Lopez. He's definitely best on ground at the moment. Chance for South Melbourne, and maybe back in the old days it would have been a goal through the big sticks, and that was in memory, that was one of the ends, goal scoring end, coming here as a youngster. I think I might have said it before, watching South Melbourne AFL play in my youth when I was at primary school. Quite amazing to see my favourite round game being played, and the game is here now. Onside. Jalal. The shot. And again, the save by Lopez. And the rebound, albeit from a very, very acute angle. going out, hitting the side net. And what a great save yet again.
Absolutely superb goalkeeping from Javi Lopez. Thunder must be wondering how they didn't turn that in. Lopez having a night to remember, and South Melbourne are thankful for it. As they were carved open, Jallo finally with a bit of room to run. Got away from Inglesi. Romanovsky couldn't finish the first, and Clark speared his second into the side netting. Somehow, some way, it is still 0-0. As we tick over the hour, Edwards, Jallo again. Touched it on for Yoshida, who bundled Inglesi to the ground. Mehmeti. Edwards had Suleimani on the switch, chose Clark, then got it back. That ball into the channel for Jallo, a little too adventurous. Just tried to invite him or Romanovsky to go onto it. Ended up splitting them both. It's Javi Lopez. Wants to launch one long. And see maybe if South Melbourne can respond in kind with an attack of their own. Sent towards Harding. Mehmeti did well. Yoshida battled with Franco Decker. That's a lovely roll for Edwards, who's got Romanovsky again storming away. Painter Andrews. The first one there did well. Did very, very well, did Painter Andrews. Top piece of defending. But just at the moment, you feel, Dandenong Thunder in midfield especially are starting to get a grip on this game. And they have, in fact, made their first substitution tonight. That change made. Selimovsky's on. And is immediately looking to get himself involved. Decker was trying to dance away from Lampard. Nothing was doing. Daniel Clark is the one to make way for Selimovsky. South Melbourne throw launched by Lampard. Alessi got up. Edwards flicked it on further. Decker tried to keep it in, but only found touch again. First reshuffling of the pack tonight then. Does it prove fruitful for Thunder? Or does it maybe, just maybe, open the door for South Melbourne? Van Amerongen. Back for Jamie Young. Speared it into the feet. That's a lovely touch on. Decker for Jallo, who's wriggled away from Inglesi, but not from Lampard. Slid in well, and Brennan is the beneficiary. He's got Pope on the overlap. That's a lot of Ollie Pope with that ball, who nearly, very nearly did it all. Alessi got it back from Suleimani and was happy to clear his lines. Decker leapt ahead of Jankovic. Lampard tried to loft one again into the channel for Pope. Alessi cut it out. Hooked it. Lampard adjudged to have pressed a bit too over eagerly, and Dandenong Thunder will have a free kick.
I think a bit of showboating there. I mean, there probably was a little nudge, but accentuated, no doubt. The only thing you've got to worry about if you're a Dandenong Thunder supporter here is they've had the chances and they can't get past that man Lopez. And will it come back to bite them? Because South Melbourne haven't been backward in going forward, and they've been genuinely threatening when they do go forward. And here we go. Chance now for South Melbourne. The shot! Oh, and that was just inches wide. Jamie Young looked flat-footed to me there, and maybe should have tried to go the other corner. And in the end, I just said it and it happened. Just one chance to go into that back of that net, and almost punished there were the Thunder. No doubt in my mind that this game is screaming for a goal. And as I said earlier, referee allows free kick. No, have a throw in. Screaming for a goal, and both sides are doing everything they can to score. Still in play. It's a good work there by Jalal. Romanovsky playing it forward. Chance again. Back post ball. And again he's done it. What a phenomenal save. Absolutely tremendous stuff by Lopez. He saw the ball almost loop past him, and he's reached with that right hand and palmed it away for a corner.
Absolutely out of this world from Javi Lopez. Decker must have thought, even though he caught it on the turn, that it would have trickled in. Instead, Thunder settle for a corner once again. Yoshida, near post, it's got beyond them all. And an important header off the line. As Lopez was beaten, Yoshida once again stands it up for Alessi at the back post. Jankovic in the way to clear it. Alessi happy to recycle. Back to Edwards. Mehmeti. Can Thunder finally see the fruits of their labour? Decker couldn't find Yoshida. Jankovic belted it away. Brennan brought it down, only gave it to Edwards. He tried to loft it over the top. Suleimani hustled and then got away from Lampard. That's a smashing ball. And Inglesi was there to cut out as Decker was darting. 20 minutes to go, and we are yet to have our opener. Who is going to break those deadlocks? Decker has rolled it. Jallo left it. Romanovsky couldn't get there. Painter Andrews got in the way. And now South Melbourne are storming down the other way. Harding has only got Alessi to beat. It is Harding twisting and turning. Alessi got a block. Brennan on the follow-in. Alessi in the way again to make not one but two ever so important blocks. Dandenong Thunder were caught for the first time. Painter Andrews with a piercing ball into the channel.
For the Dandenong Thunder coming off, number 9, Wade Decker. Coming on, number 8, Kyle Taylor.
The Thunder make their second change. Kyle Taylor absent from the starters list tonight. On with 20 to go. Can he be the one to turn this game? His name, a shock absence from the starters sheet. His first involvement to defend a Painter Andrews long throw, which is launched towards Jankovic, who came and won it against them all. Van Amerongen and Mehmeti got a flick. Romanovsky tried to nod it away. Yoshida hooked it. Suleimani the one to come away with it. That's so calm to find Romanovsky. Away from O'Sullivan. Edwards on the switch, and Thunder have now got room to roam. Edwards just waiting for a runner. Jallo tried to oblige him. Jankovic did superbly to hold up Hassan Jallo the first time and then wrestled him over. Edwards dancing away from one, from two. Edwards still going. Tried to drop it for Yoshida. Painter Andrews only as far as Mehmeti, who can hit them from range. We know that. This time held up. Gave it to Jallo. Quickly wide. Fizzed across. Taylor was the one lurking. Dandenong Thunder corner. As there is a South Melbourne change being prepped. Brennan could be the one to give way. Dovinson, the one warming up, getting his instructions. In the meantime, Mehmeti has a corner. Swings it in with depth. Alessi couldn't get a touch. Brennan. Romanovsky slid in. Painter Andrews to have a throw. Could that be Andy Brennan's last involvement of the evening? Dovison is up. He is ready to maybe be the difference maker. Brennan beaten to it by Van Amerongen. Franco just hooked it long, looking for Harding to make a fist of it. Alessi's header. And South Melbourne now will make that change.
Substitution for South Melbourne Hellas, coming off number 7, Andy Brennan. Coming on number 26, Campbell Dovison.
Will Andy Brennan want that chance he had merely 5 minutes to go back? Could he have wrapped it into the far corner? Or can Campbell Dovison have his name up in lights this Sunday evening? It's a game that's crying out for a winner. Quarter of an hour plus stoppage time to go. Could be a grandstand finish at the lakeside. Taylor got up. Romanovsky's trying to give chase. And Glazy in firmly but fairly. But because Romanovsky has a head injury, we're just going to have a quick stoppage in play. So he gets tended to.
Good to see he's okay. Certainly ducked his head there, and some good team sportsmanship from both the players. Ball played across. Jalal. Chance now, and again, quality stuff there. Lopez just headering the ball away from danger, and it was certainly danger there. Had he not done that, the through ball could have been decisive. Ball to get played back to Lopez, and he clears it away with absolute power. Once again, it seems like South Melbourne are happy to just play the ball forward. And a chance. And I'll tell you what, probably that little nudge was a free kick. Can't complain. Jamie Young screaming to try and change play, and he does. He gets the ball and he swap play, trying to find gaps here in order to go forward. And a chance now to do the same. Taylor. Trying to make a difference, and again is a bit of a block here to try and get them to play the ball backwards. South Melbourne trying to force a turnover. And they've gone all the way back to Jamie Young. What's he going to do now? He's trying to use that long ball in. The referee's not given a free kick, and a chance now. Can South Melbourne make an opening? Shot across goal. The shot! Oh, really? Should have done better with that. And some great play there to open up the defensive lines of Dandenong Thunder. And the shot was absolutely terrible. Really should have done better with that.
Leach's ball was lovely. Harding's cut back perfect, and Pope couldn't christen it with a finish. Dandenong Thunder let off the hook as they've been carved open. Young, that's a searching ball for Jallo. Yoshida tried to switch it for Romanovsky. Painter Andrews touch a fraction heavy. He got there and worked it for Lampard. That's a lovely ball into Leach, who can turn. Pope couldn't re-find him. They slide into each other. Dovison. Van Amerongen for Taylor. Romanovsky on the slide. Yoshida. Jankovic in ahead of Taylor. Crucially, gave it away to Edwards, who's just waiting on his runners and trying to get away from Pope. Taylor. Had a shift, then a slip before going back for Alessi. Might be Thunder's turn now to apply some pressure. Alessi with a loft. Yoshida took it down wonderfully. Trying to twist and turn his way through. Found Taylor. Now Edwards. Mehmeti. Drifting inside. Standing it up. Too tall for Yoshida. Lampard. Unaware of Suleimani, who played it off him to win a corner. We're approaching the final 10 minutes at the Lakeside. Dandenong Thunder with a corner, with a chance to land this game's opening goal. They may have already have it if it wasn't for some Javi Lopez brilliance. Be Mehmeti's corner. Fizzed in again. Lopez, cool and calm. Ever so calm, given the situation. And a lovely roll to get Pope and South Melbourne on their way. Has Dovison one way, has Leach the other. Pope's ball for Dovison, a bit too lofty. And what could have been a promising counter peters out. That's been their night so far in a nutshell. Positions of real promise, but that final ball has well and truly left them so far. Romanovsky's nod back. Out of play before it finds Mehmeti, and O'Sullivan quickly on from Painter Andrews. O'Sullivan back with Painter Andrews once again. Shifted away from Taylor. Selimovsky cut it out. And O'Sullivan was challenged by Romanovsky. South Melbourne will have a free kick. And a chance from a position of real promise. With 10 minutes plus stoppage time to go, could this be their opening? Could this be their moment to finally find that all-important first goal? O'Sullivan back on his feet and standing over it with Jordan Lampard. Jamie Young sets his wall. A real hush over the Lakeside. They know how important this could be. It is Lampard's whip towards the back post. Unless he had to get a touch, South Melbourne corner. Lovely ball in from Lampard. It was inviting for Jankovic, who got round the back post. Alessi with him all the way. Happy to turn it away for a corner. Back post loaded. Option short. Leach just occupying the edge of the area in case. You never know. It is O'Sullivan's take. Whipped into the near post. Cleared away by Edwards, who found Yoshida, who is all on his own with 4 to beat. Leach does brilliantly. O'Sullivan kept it alive. Lampard clipped it into the channel. Leach giving chase. Suleimani now all of a sudden under pressure and having to hook it, but running out of room. Dandenong Thunder are feeling it.
And look, you can only hold a team off for so long, and there's been waves of dominance here of this game. No doubt we had Thunder dominating play, and now all of a sudden South Melbourne's finishing a little stronger than they were. Chances gone begging, and now with a long throw, you'd have to say if any team loses this game, it'll be quite harsh. Cleared away. Still in play. And the chance. Now just in time. Trying to find an opening. And that's still onside. No, it wasn't. Probably a little bit too far forward. And Looks like, could there be another substitution? No. Harding really hasn't had the effect on the game as he would have liked, but we've got just under 7 minutes here of play to try and find a way through these two goalkeepers. And South Melbourne now going forward. And the product not the greatest. And really liked the game. Both defenses have played. Have been very, very efficient and made it very hard to try and find openings for both sides. No doubt there has been chances, more for the Thunder than South, but both defences have played in such a way that really have made it hard to find an opening. A lot of hard work from both sides to try and find a shot on goal. And now a chance for South Melbourne. Harding. And just like he shanked it there, really, you'd have to think, could he have taken a little bit further and then shot it?
He didn't catch it as sweet as he would have wanted. Dandenong Thunder make two change.
Double substitution for the Dandenong Thunder coming off. Number 12, Jay Romanovsky, and number 11, Ali Suleimani. And coming on, number 2, Liram Almazi, and number 4, Sevdim Ismaili.
Romanovsky and Suleimani, their evenings are done. Ismaili and Almazi to see it through for the Thunder. Almost all of the bench exhausted. Huge chance just gone for South Melbourne to try and strike the opening goal. There's Young for Mehmeti. That's a loose touch. Painter Andrews to pick it up, who also took a loose one. Jallo nipped in. Taylor worked it wide for Hassan Jallo, who's got Yoshida down the line. Yuki Yoshida is bursting forward. He's got Inglesi for company. Twisting and turning beautifully as Yoshida stood it up, and the Thunder have their goal. Smash and grab for Masih Mehmeti. And having knocked on the door for 85 and then some,
Number 5, Masih Mehmeti.
they have their breakthrough. They stood off him, he got up. Yoshida's clip was beautiful. Mehmeti unmarked to nod it home, and having had one chance gone at one end, the Thunder capitalise and make South Melbourne pay at the other.
Absolutely brilliant play by Yoshida, and really he has absolutely put it on a plate there for Mehmeti, and that was a great header into the ground. No hope for that man, Superman Lopez. And now there's 3 minutes left of normal time for the home side to try and get something from this game. And I said to you, one goal will be enough here, and the visitors could make that the first double, as you said, for them ever on against South Melbourne. And it's the first win here for 12 years. They've definitely had a good game. It's been a great game to watch. And both sides have had chances, but Thunder have had the better of the chances. Had it not been for that man, Lopez, it could have been pretty much all over. But South Melbourne have had their fair share of chances also. So we can't forget that. And Adam Piddick's men have really put a good showing here away from home as the ball trickles out of play.
chasing a first ever league double over South Melbourne.
Substitution for South Melbourne coming off number 88, Charlie Leach. And coming on number 13, Luca Durso.
As Luca Durso brings Charlie Leach's evening to an end. He was lively. He had his looks, he had his chances, but he couldn't take one. Another promising performance from one of South Melbourne's bright young things. May it, or will it, be in vain? Mehmeti and Dandenong Thunder just winding down the clock. This throw finds Jallo. Mehmeti got it back, battled with O'Sullivan. Jallo out for Edwards. Selimovski. El Mazi goes all the way back for Young, who is hustled immediately. Ever so calm, ever so cool is Jamie Young. El Mazi search for Yoshida. Might ricochet out to Harding. Flags up. So South Melbourne dismay, the flag is up. The Thunder just looking to see this through now. What an all-important win it would be for them. With Avondale's draw at Preston, they would pick up 2 points on the side in second at least, and would regain some ground on Heidelberg, as Hassan Jallo has gone far too early. But this is the crunch time for their title credentials. They were tested and outlasted at the Olympic Village last week, but they have come to the Lakeside and for now have kept themselves in the hunt. Selimovski for Taylor, they worked it. He's pulled back by Painter Andrews, who for that will go into the book.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time.
As we head in to 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end. South Melbourne have got 3 minutes to save themselves. Dandenong Thunder have to see out 3 minutes to undo a decade and then some on this ground. Never before have they done the double, and now they are 180 seconds away from that happening for the very first time. It's been a gritty performance. It's been an arm wrestle of an away day, not always inspiring, not always clean cut, but they have the crucial punch at the moment. And they can thank Masim Mehmeti. Difference maker as it stands, match winner as it stands. As Jallo tried to flick it on. Yankovic under pressure from Yoshida. Gave it to Painter Andrews, who's lost out. Yuki Yoshida to seal it is all on his own. Painter Andrews did brilliantly. That is super defending. Has he just kept South Melbourne in it? O'Sullivan is not wasting any time to try and find out. Launched it long. Van Amerongen won it down. Durso for Pope. Worked all the way wide. Tried to stand it up for Inglesi. Is that their chance? Is that their chance?
I think it is. Can't be too much longer. Adam Piddick's men have done quite well here. As I've said before, they have had the better chances, and in the end, the reward, the great play by Mehmeti to header it down from a super ball from Yuki Yoshida, and ultimately they dug it out. Yellow card, and it's just will milk the clock here, no doubt. I think very impressed with the Thunder this season. They've been very, very meticulous with the way they've risen up the ladder and come good at the right time of the season.
They are just minutes away from locking in that top three place. Yoshida is headed for the corner flag, and at the moment, the Thunder are headed for a first ever league double over South Melbourne. Unless it all changes in the things that unfold. And Glazy, who's been left forward, flicked it on for Harding to chase. Van Amerongen, happy to collect it, happy to lump it. Anywhere will do for them. Edwards flicked it on. Painter Andrews tried to nod it on Taylor. We'll give chase and we'll see it out. And they are nearly there. They are so nearly there. Stung by Hume with a late leveller. Earlier on this season, the Thunder are about to grind one out for themselves. Taylor couldn't find Yoshida. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Kyle Taylor, who then tried to get creative, but he did not need to. For the first time,
the final score is South Melbourne 0, Dandenong Thunder 1.
In their history, Dandenong Thunder do the double over South Melbourne. 13 years since they last won at Lakeside, the Thunder have come to the home of South Melbourne and got a precious and all-important 3 points. They gain ground on Avondale. They keep themselves in the title picture for the time being. Full time at Lakeside Stadium. It's South Melbourne 0, Dandenong Thunder 1.